In this Excel tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add searchable images to your dashboards. One like this, and one like this. And I'll show you a couple different ways to get the images to work depending on your setup. This is a really fun little feature in Excel to play around with, and I think you're going to like it. Here we have one version of the dashboard that allows us to return a single record exact match with the details and image. Over here, we will allow multiple results returned with an image for each result. And you can do things like search for every Ford, every Toyota, whatever you need. And this system will be very easy for you to set up for your own data set. And to get this to work, we need a one source data sheet. First, I'm going to show you how to build this. Then we'll get the dashboards working. Then at the end, we'll get them looking very nice. Now, the first thing that we need to talk about is how to build this source data worksheet. I have many tutorials on how to import data into Excel. And you could get this from a database that is always updating somewhere, maybe in a website or a server on another computer. You could get this from a CSV or a text file import, or you could input it by hand. In this example, all of this is just straight up text. No formulas here. The images are really what makes this special, and that's what I'm going to focus on for the source sheet. Let's go ahead and clear out the top 3 images. Notice I just selected the cells and hit delete. Now, just a warning, some of these features will only work in newer versions of Excel. The first way that we are going to get an image into this cell is to use the image function. This allows us to give it a URL to an image on the internet, and then it will pull that image into Excel. And there are a lot of different things that we could do to display it, but what I'm going to do right now is to skip most of that and just make sure that for the sizing, we fit the cell. So that's going to be like this right here, with tiny little images that don't fill everything, but they just kind of hang out on the side. And that's not that important here because this is the source worksheet. At the end of the video, you could even hide this worksheet if you wanted to. So once we have the URL, hit enter, and we have a nice little image in Excel. Now we need to do a little bit more to get the dashboards. We'll cover that in just a moment. But we have another really cool way to get the images into Excel. Select your cell, go to Insert, Illustrations, Pictures, and we have Place in Cell, Place over Cells. This one here, Place over Cells, is the traditional way that you put an image into Excel, which is floating over the worksheet. But now we can put it within the actual cell itself. And we can choose where we'd like to get it from. This device, Stock Images, Online Pictures. Let's click this device, which means the computer I'm on. Select the desired image, insert, and there we go. Look up here, no URL, no function. It just says picture. And if we click this guy, we can get back to the traditional view where it puts the image over the cells, but that is not what I want. So Control Z to back that up. I'm going to go ahead and copy the last formula for this guy. And now the source worksheet is pretty much done, but in reality, if you are going to import this from a CSV or somewhere else, what you are going to have is not a row with the image function in it. You are going to have a row that has only this. So you can import your data with the full qualified URL to the image. Then, in the right column, when you are cleaning your data and preparing it to go into the source worksheet, there are a bunch of different ways to do that. We build the image function, and that will help with your automation. Now I'm going to delete that, and let's move to the dashboard. We have our source worksheet. Everything looks good. And let's build this dashboard first. So what we have up here is a search that will go through the vehicle column. If I leave it empty, everything shows up. If I start to type even a partial word, it will return all the matches. And one thing I didn't do here, but I could do, is add an additional column that would be a hyperlink that would go somewhere. Maybe the full listing for the vehicle, additional information. You could do a lot of that, even though here, you'll see in a moment, I'm using the filter function. we could still attach another column to the end that would allow us to go somewhere else with more information. So you can make this even more powerful than I'm showing you here. But let's build this guy now. Well, let's start with an empty worksheet, and let's just highlight this guy in yellow actually, so we don't forget that will be our input cell. Now what I want here is just a simple filter function. A newer function in Excel. It is a really great. First argument, array, what would we like to return? All of this, including the images, comma. Now for the next argument. What I want here is to be able to type in a full word, part of something from the vehicle column. To do that, we can use the search function combined with the isNumber function. I'm going to cover this a little bit quickly because it's not the focus of the tutorial. But first we need an isNumber function and then a search function. What we need now is to figure out what we would like to search for. Find text, this guy right here. Within text, well, that's easy. The vehicles. Search is done, we'll close it up. IsNumber is done, we'll close it up. Well, let's go back to sheet 1. We are now back in the filter function, comma, to go to the next argument. If it is empty, let's just say no matches. And then we close it up. Now this is where I recommend that you download this file and copy and paste the formula into your own workbook, and then you can play around with it. So once we hit enter now, we should have some pretty interesting results. How neat is that? Let's see if it works. Let's misspell Ford, F-O-R. Perfect. Toyota. We'll leave it blank, and they all come back. Now I said that I wasn't going to get into formatting until the very end, but let's cover one important thing. These images, they don't look so good right now. How do we make them look good? Well, let's select all of the rows and make them, let's say 2 or 3 times, 4 times bigger. And then we can go to this column, make it wider. Now we have bigger images. Then once you do this, okay, I'm cheating a little bit because I want to show you how easy it is to get pretty good formatting. You can make this bold, go to view, remove the grid lines. Or I'm not cheating, I'm skipping ahead. So it's actually pretty easy to get a very nice looking data set very quickly. But now we have something that works, we have something that's pretty darn good, and we will polish it up at the end. What I want to show you is how to go from this now to this. And I have to say that it took everything in me to not continue building this out and to make it something really amazing. This is pretty much the starting point for a really cool interface that you could make within Excel. But if I did that, this tutorial would be a very long one. All right, let's go ahead and make this. I'm going to start on a new worksheet. And I have copy and pasted the framework from the previous dashboard that we just made. So the only thing we have here is our filter function. Now we can take that and change it. What we want to change it to is that we want to use a stock number right here. And that is a value that is unique to every single row. So the idea here is to return a single match. So let me correct that at first. Stock number, there we go. Zoom in a little bit for the formula. And this big bad filter, what do we need? A much simpler version. So right here for which results to return, all we have to do, go to the source worksheet, select the stock numbers, type an equals sign, back to sheet 2, select this cell, and that is it. This right here is all that we added. Hit enter. Let's try 101. Nice, and we have the image. How about 102? Condition needs therapy. All right, so now we have the base level of it working, but we need to make it look a little bit better, or a lot better. How can we do that? We have this great little feature that we can use. Right-click the image, picture in cell, create a reference. Now we have that image from that cell. Notice the original is still there, or the value from the filter function. And then we have the big image over here. But that's way too big. So click the image, go to Picture Format, go over here, and let's change the size to 3. And now we are starting to get a nice little image. Maybe we need it at 2. Okay. Now let's click away, go back up here. Maybe I will delete one row to make it easier to see. Let's change it A103. And the image changes for us. How great is that? Now that the dashboard works, let's finish it up by hiding the image column. At this point, you've got a fully functioning dashboard. What I'm going to show you now is how to get the formatting from this to this, including the rounded corners. We have just a few formatting tricks, and you can apply them to both dashboards. Well, let's start with making these titles a little bit bold and bring that back. How about a little bit bigger? Then let's give it some rounded corners. Go to Insert, Illustrations, Shapes. It is off the screen, but choose a rounded rectangle. Then click and drag so that you draw a rounded rectangle over that. Then go to Shape Format, Shape Fill, No Fill. Then we can see the text below it. Now let's choose a color. How about this right here? Then we can click and select the cells within the shape. Go to the Home tab, Fill Color, and let's change the text to white. Then we almost have it. Click the shape once more, go to Shape Format, Shape Outline, Weight. Make the borders a little thicker and look over here until the white space in the middle is gone. How about, there we go. Now you have rounded corners. A little bit sticking out over here, so we can make it smaller. There we go. And that's the rounded corner trick, by the way. It works really, really well. Now what we can do is to make this a little bit bigger, center it, add all of the remaining formatting that you would like to add. Title, bold, 18 or 20, whatever you want. It is zoomed in a little bit now, so my measurements are a little off. But now let's go ahead and add the background. Insert, Illustrations, Shapes, a rounded rectangle. The rounded rectangle is your friend when it comes to formatting. Click and drag. The corners are way too big, so we click the little yellow guy. Make it go like that. Then right click, send to back. Then the image appears above it. Let's go to Shape Format. How about for Shape Fill, we choose this. And for Shape Outline, 1 shade darker. Then we can go to a View, uncheck Grid Lines. Let's get this out of the way because my screen is a little small. Make that bold. Probably I would align these a little bit different, make column A a little bit smaller as well. And you can spend a really, really, really long time on formatting. But it is a great little trick to use to get images into your dashboards and your workbooks, and it might make going through your data set a lot easier. Well, what'd you think? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts, if you've ever put images into your workbooks before or not. And don't forget to sign up to our newsletter if you are interested in AI for Excel. That course is nearing completion, and everybody who signs up at tips.teachexcel.com, link below the video, everyone who signs up will get an additional discount. But that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon, and think about giving us a thumbs up, a comment, a hype, a like, sharing it with anyone you think might find it useful. I ask for those things because they help us grow. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.